So would he say if he called you Morris, you must be good? And if your last name is Titanic, you must be really good. You know, like the monkey movies, you know, that the Marky Mark, he's Titanic. Today we're going to be talking about one of the most interesting names and a very talented player who ended up being drafted very high in the 73 amateur draft in the NHL and WHA. Morris Titanic. Now, Morris Stephen Titanic was selected 12th overall in the 73 NHL entry draft by the Sabres. Now, the Nordiques drafted him in the second round, 17 overall, but never played in that league, drafted the same year. Now, Titanic, who was born in Toronto, as a youth played in the 65 Quebec International Pee Wee Hockey Tournament for the Toronto Faustina Minor Hockey Ice Team. He then eventually found his way to the Niagara Falls Flyers of the OHA and the Sudbury Wolves of the association in 1973. Now, his draft year put up some great numbers, 121 points in 63 games, including 61 goals. Now, the next season in Buffalo's minor system, he found himself with the Cincinnati Swords, 59 points in 62 games. 75 after 34 games with Hershey, and another 6 in the playoffs. He did get his first cup of coffee with Buffalo, playing 17 games that season, didn't play in the playoffs. 76 back to Hershey, 19 points in 35 games, and then 2 games with Buffalo that year as well. Back to Hershey in 78, with 30 points in 69 games. 79 Milwaukee of the IHL, 70 points in 75 games, and back to the AHL with Rochester with 6 points in 25 games. But by then his goal of getting back to NHL pretty well sunk. Final NHL totals: 19 games, 0, 0, 0, 0. No goals, no assists, no points, and no penalty minutes. But you're talking about draft bust, okay? He was number 1 and number 2 in, but cracking that Buffalo lineup at the time was pretty rough. So basically, I think that Buffalo should have drafted a goalie, but decided not to. But Titanic, again, he put up some really nice numbers for Sudbury, but for some reason he couldn't cut it in the NHL. And other than that, okay year with Cincinnati in '74, he was struggling in the AHL as well. So that's the short but Titanic career of Morris Titanic. If you like what we're doing here, give us a like, comment, or subscribe. And we're trying to do a little series on what I consider kind of draft busts or draft picks that didn't meet the expectations set upon them. All I can say, if you're going to score 60 goals as a 6'1", 180-pound left winger in Sudbury, the OHA was very strong back then. You score 60 goals and you get into the AHL and NHL, and you could barely bring that to the fore. So either you were set up or your system worked for you in Major Junior but couldn't work for you in the NHL or AHL. But again, you had that good season with Cincinnati, and a lot of these people down there really appreciated that season. But from then on, I mean, they say if you can't make it in Hershey, it was a bellwether for many years for Buffalo prospects. And he couldn't do it. But he was a Titanic, but he wasn't Titanic. Have a good day. Bye.